Have you ever wanted to watercolor but just couldn't get started? Maybe you didn't feel like drawing or couldn't figure out what to paint. I've been there so many times. There are days when I really wanted to paint, but if I didn't have a plan or I wasn't in the mood to draw something, then I didn't paint at all. We all know to get better at watercolor, we need to practice, but it's hard when it takes so much work to get ready for a painting. So I started doing something that makes it easier for me to practice regularly and spend more time painting, not preparing to paint. One day, I decided to paint a geometric pattern. No pressure to paint something realistic, just a simple project where I could focus on technique and play with color. And it was amazing. That one little painting totally changed things for me. I started making more pattern templates that I could paint whenever I felt stuck or just wanted to relax. Having something ready to go meant I painted more often. No thinking, no sketching, just pure painting time. Over the last few months, it's become my favorite way to unwind. And I thought, maybe I should share this, because maybe you'd like to skip straight to the painting part too. Because when painting is easier to start, you do it more often. And when it's relaxing and rewarding, you keep going. And that's how you get better. If you're looking for a way to watercolor more often without having to draw first or figure out what to paint, I think you're gonna love what I've made. I'm so excited to introduce my new Watercolor Project Packs. These are tutorial and template sets you can print or trace and paint with step-by-step photos and instructions. These are available now in my shop. You can get them at jackiehernandez.studio/shop or click the link in the video description. Today, I'm introducing my first two watercolor project packs, Color Harmony and Gorgeous Gradients. These first two packs are all about exploring color. The patterns in these packs are inspired by Japanese patterns used in traditional kumiko woodworking. The lattice-like patterns create a variety of interesting shapes to paint so you can practice while creating a beautiful finished painting. In a moment, I'll share everything that's included in each watercolor project pack. But first, I want to reveal all the patterns you're going to get to paint. Starting with Color Harmony. One of my favorite ways to use these templates is to play with new color palettes, so it only seemed fitting to create tutorials about exploring different color combos. Let me show you the 4 projects in this pack. One of the most important skills you can learn in watercolor is how to adjust the value of a paint color. But painting value scales is kind of boring. Instead, you can practice mixing different values while you paint a cool geometric design. This project is called Monochromatic Contrast. A 2-color palette might sound a bit plain until you take it up a notch with charging, a technique unique to watercolor that allows us to inject additional pigment into a wet area of paint to add extra color or texture. You'll learn how in this dynamic dyad project. Hands down, one of the best color combos for watercolor is the analogous palette. And with watercolor, you can create amazing blends where it's impossible to tell where one color stops and another begins. It just flows. The subtle shifting colors create the perfect backdrop for this striking Asanoa pattern in the Analogous Blends project. We all know the complementary palette, 2 colors opposite each other on the color wheel. But sometimes it just creates too much contrast. Instead, I like to use what I call a soft complementary palette. Still punchy, but a bit softer, a bit easier on the eyes, plus this pattern is so much fun to paint. The Color Harmony pack doesn't just cover color theory, it's also a fun way to practice value studies, charging, color blending, and painting flat washes. If you're a watercolor beginner, I recommend starting with this pack. Now for Gorgeous Gradients. I think one of the most magical things about watercolor that gives it all its charm is the stunning color shifts and blends that you can create. If you want to get better at color transitions, this pack is for you. Let me show you the 4 projects in this pack. The trickiest thing to master with watercolor gradients is smooth color transitions. Before trying to work wet on wet, I recommend focusing on color mixing first. You can create an awesome transition of color without any wet on wet mixing in this color block gradient project. This one is for you if you like to use all the colors. We all love big gradient washes, but you can also create amazing mini gradients in smaller shapes. This project is super meditative and uses just 2 colors. If you want to learn the easy way to switch colors within a shape, this color shifts project is for you. And this one is great practice if you love painting florals. Gradients don't have to just be linear from top to bottom, left to right. You can create a dramatic, glowing focal point with a gradient that radiates out from a central point. I'll show you how to paint it step by step in this radial gradient project. This last one reminds me of a Ferris wheel all lit up at night or the fireworks finale. I love a good light on dark contrast. In this project, we're gonna do some negative painting on top of a wet on wet background to create these glowing lines. Practicing watercolor gradients is a great way to improve your color mixing, blending, charging, and wet on wet techniques. And of course, the results will be stunning. Okay, now that you know what you'll get to paint, let's talk about how. I know these patterns might look complex and overwhelming, but I promise I've made it easy and enjoyable for everyone. Whether you're a beginner looking to improve your watercolor skills or an artist looking for a relaxing watercolor project, I've got you covered. Here's everything that's included with each watercolor project pack. These are instant PDF downloads, and once you save them to your computer, they're yours to keep. The PDF includes the instruction guides and the templates, which I'll cover in more detail soon. Each pack has 4 projects with unique patterns. The instruction guide includes a step-by-step tutorial for each project. Not only do you get the written instructions, but also step-by-step photos. You can keep these next to you while you paint. You can print them out or pull the PDF up on any device. Each project focuses on a different technique and features a large image of the finished painting and the colors used for reference. And because I know we all love extra color inspiration, I included a page with alternate colorways for each project. Of course, you can mix and match the tutorials and techniques with the different pattern templates or come up with your own ways to paint them too. You also get printable and traceable templates for all 4 patterns. I think something that makes these watercolor project packs unique over a pre-printed watercolor workbook is the reusable templates. You can use them as many times as you like for your personal painting practice, and you can use any watercolor paper you like. You can print the gray line templates directly onto watercolor paper with a laser printer or waterproof ink. The light gray lines virtually disappear under the watercolor paint. Most of the painted examples in this video were painted on the printable templates. If you don't have a printer or prefer to trace, I've also included traceable black line templates. With a light box, a pencil, and a ruler, you can trace these on to your favorite watercolor paper. Each template is 5 by 7 inches, which is the perfect size painting to complete in one sitting or to take along when you travel. You can print or trace all the templates and pack them up to go with your watercolor palette. They're designed to print 2 5 by 7 inch patterns on one US letter size page. Now, I know some of you will want to paint larger, so I've also created 2 special template-only packs. These feature larger format 8 by 10 inch versions of the patterns. Each pack has 4 templates plus 1 exclusive bonus template. Each bonus template is a sampler of all the patterns included in that particular pack. These are so much fun to paint. The template packs are a great add-on to the watercolor project packs or a fun starting point on their own. Just remember, if you want the color inspiration and the step-by-step tutorials, those are only in the watercolor project packs. The larger templates do not include tutorials. The new Watercolor Project Packs and Template Packs are available now in my shop. You can get them at jackiehernandez.studio/shop or click the link in the video description below. I hope you'll enjoy painting these as much as I do. Right now, I'd love to hear which project you're most excited to paint. And if you have ideas for patterns or techniques you'd like me to cover in a future watercolor project pack, please let me know in the comments below.